Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out ATEEZ Hongjoong's cover of Last Christmas. I am so excited. No one asked for this, it just came up on my recommended, and I was like, immediately yes. Absolutely am going to check that out for the Christmassy season, because this is a classic and a personal favorite. Okay, in my household where I grew up, nobody's sitting still when a Wham song comes on, so I'm very excited. And I'm noticing a bit of a pattern with Hongjoong that he seems to like 80s pop, at least from the little bit that I'm starting to pick up as I get through some of his covers and stuff. So I support him in that. There's a whole special clip. I'm so excited. I need to calm down before I get too intense. All right, let's do this. What a cutie pie. This is like a few years ago, so we just focus. We need to focus. Cute. Maybe it did like they redid some of the instrumental, at least from like the credits on it too. What a cutie pie in his little PJ set. I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? It's been the air. It doesn't surprise me. Whoa, they did redo the instrumental. Look at his cute little suit. Boy, unnecessary in the middle of all this. Wait. Before you switch it up, because I saw that we got some Hangul going on there, so are we gonna put in our own verse again? I support him in that, okay? Look, I know that some people might be, hey, you cover a legendary song, you leave it alone. I think if you're gonna cover a song, and you're gonna have the audacity to cover a legendary song, mix it up a little bit. Try something new, right? I've heard the original song. Why would I listen to your version if I can listen to the original, right? So I'm supportive of anything that we might be switching around. Love the switch up of the instrumental. I think it's so fun, like the mixture of actual like instrumentation and like some like little synth things there. It's not quite as like heavy on the synths as the original is. And I think that's a really fun shift in it, especially for the style that ATEEZ has as a group and like Hongjoong seems to have with doing his stuff. I guess with the exception of the solo that we got on Inner Fantasy, which is just like crazy synth beats, but that's neither here nor there. And I love the little vocal runs that he's putting in. I think that he has a great voice for this style too. Look, I love an 80s pop song, but I also just feel like with Hongjoong's voice, like the very bright, forward, a little bit of a higher register sound that he has in his vocals, it just fits really well with that style of music. Even like the little bit of breathiness that he can put into it, right? There was a little bit of that kind of sound where there'd be a lot of breath at certain points of like pop songs in the 80s that I just think fits super well with like his style of singing, that I'm here for it. He's super cute. There's a little bit of cute aggression, it's fine. Unnecessary though. Wait, okay, first off, I love that we've got a mixture of almost melodic rap in the rapping, right? Like it's not some of the kind of hard-hitting kind of delivery that he can have in some of the other ones. He's really good at having a good like groove to his rapping. I don't know enough about the technicalities of rapping, okay? That is not something that I can do. No one's surprised. I don't look like somebody who can rap, but I don't know anything about like the technique of that really, but I feel like he has a way of adding in these melodic elements into the way that he raps that I think makes it a little bit like catchy. Maybe that's just because I get like little sound bites stuck in my head from his parts, but I love that we have that and almost like a soft kind of talk singing mixing into it. And I also love the like ad lib where he put like a vocal fry that he tends to do where he's like a really wide like mouth shape and he has like the vocal fry in it. I think that's such a fun little ad lib to put in here as just like a contrast to some of these lighter, breathier sounds that we're getting, right? I just want to listen to the guy. He's so cute. I love the layered there. love how light that sound is. Wait, I love how light his vocals are, like super breathy there, right? It's not just a higher register, he's really thinning out the sound. A little bit of reverb on it too, which is very like in line with the style of music. I think that it just fits so well. And again, having some of that kind of closure, more closure in his vocals that he has when he's like rapping, in contrast, like immediately going into that really light sound. I think that's so fun. Love though, like a rearrangement of the like instrumentation production stuff on this too. It's so fun. Like it's a bit of a softer sound. Look how cute he is. I love the simple setup too. Just like a white room, the camera, handheld too. For what reason? For what reason? We're having a fun time. Y'all being a cutie pie. What are we doing? I signed up for you to be a cutie pie. Thank you very much. And not agree to this behavior.
조명은 안 가득 tears with the light 영모는 나도 모름 okay okay she was good well no 누구 생각나고 그런 거 아니야 퇴 Years go Santa Claus 그게 뭐든 믿어 난 이제 I'll miss you I'm sorry but I'll miss you 기억은 고질고질하게 떠내 Christmas
Wait, okay, I was not ready for us to get another verse. I was like, I thought we were just gonna end up singing. So I love that we got another verse, and I love that this one had a little bit more of like an aggressive edge to it, right? Like I was saying with the first verse that he did, it was a little bit of a lighter sound. It was kind of like melodic rap talk singing zone where he was switching back and forth between those two things. Lots of fun ad-libs onto that. Whereas this one feels more in that like rapping pocket. And I think that's really fun too, because it's as the song is going on, he's getting a little bit more almost like frustrated, right? Because the whole song is, I miss you, I gave you my heart, like I confessed all these feelings, like I was ready for some kind of relationship, and then you moved on and you went with somebody else, right? Like you walked away from me and I can't move on from it, right? So I love that we're getting a little bit more of an aggressive edge to his style in the second verse, where it's, I don't know why I can't move on from this. I don't know why it's still lingering in my mind. And I even like the repetition of the I miss you continuing, because I don't know why I can't move on from this, right? It's like this cyclical train of thought or like memory that I can't get out of. I like this guitar too. 누구 생각나고 그런 거 아니야 퇴 Years go Santa Claus 그게 뭐든 믿어 난 이제 I'll miss you I'm sorry but I'll miss you 기억은 고질고질하게 떠내 Christmas Hear the like my memory's clinging. Beautiful little lighter sound there. I love all the layered vocals. It doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas. So cute. This handheld camera is giving me like a little bit of messing my head a little. Ooh, I love that. Wait, I love all the ad-libs that are happening. I think it's super fun because, like I was saying, the instrumentation is a little bit more minimal or a little bit lighter than the original. So it feels like there's a little bit more space, it's a little bit softer in the overall sound. So I think that adding in those ad-libs is just adding a lot more character to it. I think it's a little bit more like tongue-in-cheek. Even the like the little coughing at them, I feel like it's almost like this like just in case you forgot about me, because it seems like you did and moved on. So it adds some of that to it. I love all the layered vocals that are happening, and I love how he's really incorporating in his own like original parts of this, right? I think that he's keeping the core of the original and then putting in his own style and his own things. I think he does a really good job of that. I've only heard like a couple of songs where he's done that, but I think that's such a fun thing. Like I was saying, if you're gonna do a cover, do something interesting with it, make it your own thing. And I love how incorporated this isn't just, he did like his one verse that he like wrote or whatever to put into this. And then the rest of the song is the same, right? It's like him incorporating in even here at the end as we layer in these other elements. And I think that that's so fun. Beautiful layered vocals. Oh. What a cutie pie. I love the fade out that is again like the original. Oh, I don't have a translation. Actually, I think someone might have translated it in the comments. I will search. ATEEZ usually got my back. Really cute though. And again, I love how he incorporated like his own things into it, right? Like he wasn't just doing a cover, which is would have been fine. I would have been fine with it. But I love how he was so able to put in his own elements and add in other parts of the storytelling, right? There was definitely this feeling of like longing and a little bit of a frustrated edge in the original version of it, right? Looking into the lyrics and the performance. But I like that this one had almost this being stuck walking in memory more, right? Like it had this feeling of almost like meandering, like I said, walking in circles around the same memories. We get that with some of the repetition. We get that with some of the cadences that he was choosing for his verses, where it almost felt like, I don't know how to explain it well because I don't have the best knowledge of music theory. People have tried to teach me. It just, my brain doesn't want to hold on to it. I'm sorry. But it has this feeling of these ups and downs and like switching from being very nostalgic to like having a little bit of like frustration with yourself of being like, I wish I could just like not be thinking about this. And then the end is, I hope that we can just live happily and act like this never happened, right? Like that I'm not holding on to this anymore, or that I'm not revisiting those memories over and over again. I hope I get to a point where we're both just living happily separately, like our paths never crossed. That's the best I could hope for at this point, right? And I'm still stuck in the memory phase. Super cute. Love the simple setup. And like I said, love the rearrangement of the instrumentation on this. There is a translation of the message in the comments from a nerd fighter, apparently, from the username at least, so DFTBA my guy. But love the surprise of it. Like he put this out doing the math of like when this came out, 2020, and all of that was going on when this came out, which could also be some of the like simple setup that we got going on, or like the simplistic set. But I also think that it's a fun little thing to put out for that and be like, hey, especially during that time, getting into the holidays, it was not quite as jolly as it could be because we were all not being able to see the people that we wanted to, and it had been going on for a while that we were all feeling stuck less in the holiday spirit. I feel like I haven't fully gotten out of the weirdness of 2020 and all of that. I feel like I'm still trying to adjust to the fact that I can do stuff and see people, but I think it's really sweet that he put this together and again made it his own thing. Just a cover would have been great. Like I would have loved that if you just sang the song, maybe done a little bit of different arrangement on the like production side of it. But I love that he really took the song and made it into his own thing and put in his verses and his personality and what he wanted the story to be. And I think that is really interesting, and especially going into the context of what was going on in the world, to also add in some of that frustration of wanting something to happen and then be told like, oh, you can't. And I think that's really interesting too, to be like, hey, last Christmas I could have seen you in person, right? Like we could have been together, we could have celebrated the way that we normally did, and that's what I want to be doing this year and I can't, right? So I think that is also an interesting angle to take this whole song, instead of it being something that's just about a romance gone wrong, and also compare it to like what it felt like to feel that like frustration of last Christmas everything was like normal, and then this year I just have to put up with the fact that I don't get to see the people that I care about. So I think that's also a fun little take on everything. It makes me want to rewatch it. Also, from the videos that were suggested, he's done a Prince cover. Noted. I was thinking earlier, I'm like, 80s pop. I was like, he would sound great on a Prince song. Noted. Bookmarked for later. But I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this playlist to go into my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post an ATEEZ reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.